Yeah, yeah. Elder, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah,
And you?
yeah, man. Good,
What
good.
are you
I'm,
say?
I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you and to hear from you.
Yeah, it's been a long time. But
It's been,
I don't know, network yangu or yako, because it wasn't really flowing
no,
good, but
yeah,
no,
it's been hectic because of the load shedding. My apologies. On my end, load shedding at your one, so it will affect
okay.
everything. You know. Yeah, but I'm sure now now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Otherwise, good to have you. Good to have you. Everyone who just joined us, this is Elder Booker T, Washington Kurewa. Can you please introduce yourself to the public, sir?
Thank you. So honored to be here on your show tonight. And to all those who don't know me yet, my name is, I'll say my musical name is Booker T, and my real name is Booker T Washington Kurewa. And I've been doing music from way back in Zimbabwe. Uh, Started as a dancehall MC, and then ended up as a recording artist. And right now, I've switched places and I've moved to England, which is where I'm based now.
Awesome.
And though no longer that active in music, but I'm still doing music because
Yeah,
it's a talent, and talent will always be there.
definitely, definitely. So for those who don't know your music, I actually think you might need to highlight that you are the one who was also part of the biggest collaboration in Zimbabwe music history, like with Innocent Utsogota. What was the name of the song? In My Dreams.
Oh yeah, I what can I say? I was lucky to be involved, to be part of it, and
Mm.
because they are the boys who we grew up all together, in the
Yeah,
same area in Highfield, me and Major, and we were actually more friends with Innocent's late brother, Godfrey Gota. May soul rest in peace. And Godfrey as well was a dancehall chanter. So it was like the three of
yeah.
me, Major, and Godfrey. We were always, you know, together and doing our music. And that
Mm.
time, Innocent wasn't even doing music,
Uh-huh.
you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, and later on, when Godfrey passed away and years passed on, then Innocent reached out. Then we started working with Innocent, and up until the time I left Zimbabwe, I was working with Innocent, uh, Major E, and Marvin S.
Yeah, yeah. I was also very interested in your other single
Yeah.
with
So basically, that's it.
Marvin S. Marvin S. Yes, it's called Moyo. Is it? Yeah,
Moyo Moti.
Moyo
Yeah,
Muti. Yes,
Moyo Moti
Moyo
was
Muti.
me and Major's, work. Yeah, because me and Major we
Uh-huh.
started recording actually in 19. I'll say the first time to be in the studio was when we recorded the Star Time, you know, what do you call them? Doublets, you know. When
Yeah,
we
yeah.
recorded Star Time doublets and Black King's doublets, that's when it was the first time, which was 1994. Then 2 years later, because we had that hunger of wanting to record, but we couldn't have someone to take us to the studio, you know. So in 1996, one of our friends, who later became our selector or our DJ, the one which he's met, he's all rest in peace. He's called Godwin Wilson. So he got redundant at work. Then he came up to me and made and say, you know what, guys, I'm giving you this much for my contribution for you to go into the studio and record something, you know. So that was the kickstart.
So this was big around 19.
So we made a single which was Sound of the 90s, you know. And it has always been my dream to have my own record, you know. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, me and Major, we started, although we were 3 years apart, because Major is also like 3 years younger than me. Right.
Yeah.
I was the first one to get on the scene, which was 1986. Right. Although I started doing music a bit earlier than that, but I start from that because that's where I started working with the big sounds, with Farah Shambari and the late Jabi, William Sinclair. You know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I joined. I started working with them actually. First, I started with selling drinks in the dance hall, you know, for Farah, you know. Then later on, I used to collect money at the gate, and by then I would get tips from Farah. Then at home I would practice, you know, until I felt confident enough to go on the microphone. So the other day, of which Culture T again, who was the MC for, it was Level Vibes then, right? So Culture T was the MC for Level Vibes, and in a way, he in a big way really, he inspired me, because the first time I saw Culture T on the microphone, I was like, wow, what's this youth doing on the mic? Because that time Culture T was, I think, in Form 3 or Form 4 at Mount Pleasant, you know.
Yeah.
And me, just started high school Form 1, I think, you know. So I was like, wow, he's so young, and he's doing all this, you know. And that gave me, you know, that inspired me, and I said, so I can also do them thing there, you know.
MC,
So,
yeah.
like I said, I was getting tapes which were live recording dancehall shows from Farah Shambare, and then I would watch Culture T's lyrics. So I started with singing Culture T's lyrics, and yeah, the first time I got on the microphone, you know, he's the one who passed me the mic, and guess what?
The rest
I
was history.
started singing one of his songs, and he was like, "What?" So he joined in because I ran away with the song, really. So he joined in to make it a collaboration, but that was that of it. And yeah, so with, I think, a couple of months later or so on, actually, I won the talent show, because Jabi used to hold talent shows every like 6 months, New Year's, and the last day of Ferrari Agriculture Show. Yeah. So those were the two talent shows, and the winner would get uh, money prize, then also you'll be you joined to be part of the MC crew, you know.
Yeah.
I won
You know, this,
one of the talent shows, and that's when that's how I
yeah.
started I joined to be an MC, and that was 1996. Then 3 years later, Major came in the same way again through a talent show, although in Major's case, it didn't. Mm.
So I wanted to
So,
ask. I wanted to ask something, Elder.
uh,
This has been
so we started
great.
working with Major. He joined me at Stereo One then, although I
Yes.
started working with Major before, not at Stereo One, but at Roughneck, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
but
I wanted,
then,
okay, sorry. I wanted to ask you something because you know what, this is an interesting piece of history, which is very important
okay,
in our life. Yes, I was saying.
I didn't hear what
I
you
wanted
said.
to. Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? We're actually having a problem with the network. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, what I was trying to say. Can you hear me now, Elder?
Can you hear me?
Are you there? You can.
Yeah,
All
you can
right.
go
What?
now. We'll talk to you
All right.
later.
So what I was trying to say
Yeah,
is, it's an important piece of
yeah, I
history
can hear
that
you.
we need.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to ask the environment when you started go into
Yeah.
a recording studio. What was the environment like? Because we hear a lot of stories coming from back then that the recording labels, or let me say recording stables by then, the ZMC's grammar, they didn't quite allow music from the streets. What was the criteria for you to go into a recording studio and them accepting you as artists coming with a different sound?
Mm. Oh, yeah, that is very that is that is very much true. It was very hard to to record back then. So what I did with Major is we approached Grammar Records, right? And we told them that this is what we have in mind. We want to record this song and what. So
Mhm.
they told us, oh, you know what, you guys, your music, uh, we don't think this kind of music it will sell. But we can give it a try. Then they offered us a contract, right? But we didn't take the contract because of the terms of the contract. And no wonder why so much of our musicians in Zimbabwe, you know, had nothing. It was because of the contracts they signed. Imagine,
Yeah.
Grammar said
Yeah.
they will take 92% and then we'll take 8%
They'll take 92%
for
and you
five
take
years.
8% of the.
You know, for 5 years earning 8% and Grammar taking 92%. You know,
Man,
so you
they were ripping you
have
off.
to be working for Grammar. You get it? Yeah. So we didn't take that contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the contract they would offer much of these artists who were there. And yeah, so that time they would only negotiate with two artists in Zimbabwe, you know. I'm forgetting Oliver Mtukudzi and who. The
Mm.
two, they said they are the only ones who can negotiate the percentages. Otherwise, the rest is take it or leave it, you know. So
Gee,
we
that's terrible.
didn't take
That's
it,
terrible. Yeah.
left it. So we asked, how much will it cost us if we want to meet? the production cost, because Grandma had the printing factory, in Masasa, yeah, to print vinyls. So we asked them how much would it cost us. So the minimum quantity was like 500 singles. So I think that time, but I would just say that was 1996, and the whole thing costed us around $3,700, including our own labels,
Yeah.
because we met 100% of the production cost. So we owned our staff, which we created a label, Lyrics Galore. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we came out of Grammar Records with our, 500 copies or singles, but we had recorded it at Tony's. The recording was done at Tony's, and it was, yeah. So we started
so in a way,
singles on our.
Yeah. Did you make money out of it?
And
like, if you
then
go
in South Central, Papa Loza's shop, South Central is Zimex Small. Big up Papa Loza. Salute.
Papa Loza, yes. That's a very big name. Yeah.
So yeah. Here's the story now. So
Okay.
Papa Loza, the only shop where you could get the single, and also, Tawanda, there was this Jamaican guy who had, who was at Zimex Small, we understand the Zimex Small. Tawanda was selling again our single, and Ras Jabulala again helped us in selling that single. So from that came up, the album 2 years later, which was 1998, with the help again of King Alfred and Don Ephraim, Generals. Yeah, so we recorded an album, Sound of the 90s, at High Density Records. The album costed us $12,000, but the good thing was, started with the single. Like I said, we would sell it on our own, but it did sell, although our distribution was limited because, we were not, market experts or whatever. It was all from that ghetto, ghetto feeling of, this is what I want to do. Yeah, so the album, the album really did well because, like I said, it costed 12,000, and the first, payout after 3 months, we collected. I think we gave each other 104,000 each. Me and Major.
That's a lot of money then. 104,000.
Even the son Major bought his first car.
That's a lot of money.
So yeah, I think we're really turning out good then. That was 98, and
if you were to quantify the amount, like 4,000, how much would it be, like, in today's
which we made the first 3 months of selling the album,
Yeah.
And I imagine, I think Major bought his Datsun Pulsar for 40,000. Yeah, like I'm saying, Major bought his Datsun Pulsar for 40,000. Though it was, but he bought the car 40,000 out of his 100,000. get it? So,
That's a lot of money.
yes, that
You
was
know,
the
so
kind of money which we were making now. So,
yeah.
you know, it was so we had uh, we had a contract with High Density Records marketing deal contract. So they did the product because we had paid for our own recording, right? So we signed a contract with High Density, a marketing contract, of which they would distribute that album and they would do the production, make
Hmm.
print it and all that stuff, you know.
Yes, yes,
And we'll
yes,
split
yes.
50-50 together. So
I get it.
that was a 1 year contract, right? So at the end of 12 months, we sat down. Then he owed us 128. He owed us 128,000, of which he couldn't pay. At that time, that's where Tendam Frusa was facing a hard time, you
Yeah.
know. So he sat down with us, and we came to an agreement that would, you know, put that money into studio time. So it was a lot of money, of which gave us a lot of studio time, because that's when we recorded an album, Ngoyo Muti, 2001.
Hmm.
But we actually
Hmm.
took a year in the studio, you know, because we had so much hours, you know. So we did
Oh,
Ngoyo Muti, and Ngoyo Muti did more than what Sound of the 90s had done.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Ngoyo
So,
Muti ended up
so
selling in Zambia and Malawi, you know.
yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
if you are
And
to
2001 also we
to
went,
look at it, sorry.
2002,
Yeah,
we went
yeah,
to Malawi, you know. Yeah, that
yeah,
was 2002. We went to Malawi on a musical tour. And guess what? In my dreams was number one in Zimbabwe that time, right? And
yeah.
In Malawi, it was Amai, which was number one there.
So, which means the distribution and the marketing was very uptight
I didn't hear
because
what you
we're
said there.
talking. All right, I'm saying, which means the distribution
Okay, let me
and the
go.
marketing.
Yeah, so in my dreams was number one in Zimbabwe, and
Yeah,
Amai. Yeah, it was good. It was not that great, you know, but it was much better. It was much better than currently what they have currently.
hmm,
And with Moyamuti, the marketing was done by Kona Studios, you know, and same way again they would make the production and split 50-50, you know. So
yeah,
actually, you know, like I said, how I started with Major actually influenced the urban groove thing, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
we were the first to sell outside, to produce and sell outside those contracts. So you're assigned to Grammar, you're assigned to ZMC, or you know, what I'm saying, we were the first to 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 do things on our own. And like I said,
yeah,
Papa Luther, was selling our single, and with doing that, I think that's what Papa Luther started Bad Boys, you know, and started recording and selling like he was doing our single. Yeah. And,
yeah. Oh,
the night,
I see a question
and
in the comment section. Is
now the
each
urban groups
is asking?
on the
Yeah,
same, you know, model
yeah.
of doing things on their own and selling stuff on their own.
Okay. All right. I was saying I'm gonna read a couple of comments here and questions.
And
There is Teach Mushangwe. We're saying, and how was the realities then from Zimra? I don't know if Zimra was already there by that time.
then
And
you
also,
know, take note again in that urban group era which happened, which was the
Yeah. Yeah.
was the
Okay, you can go on now. Just to answer on that question from Teach Mission.
Zimra has always been there, and I became a member of Zimra from 1998. Yeah.
Yeah.
From 1998, that's when I joined to be a member of Zimra. Through
Yeah. Oh, some people are complaining with the network, but
and how from Zimra, good or bad. Oh yeah. That time, I think with Zimra up until we left Zimbabwe, we was good with Zimra, and Zimra was paying good. As long as you made a hit, you get what I'm saying. As long as you made a hit, you'll be smiling. You'll be smiling when Zimra it's check.
Yeah.
Because
so
with Zimra, they will pay you, your radio play, and all the what do they call it? Those machines. They would put jukeboxes again, and they collect again money from all the places which has to do with music. Even if you have a bar and it plays music, you have to pay some tax to Zimra. And some of the money is amongst artists.
Yeah. So you see something which I've just picked up from the way you did things.
And you'll be expecting a big check from Zimra.
Okay. So I was saying I've picked up something interesting about the way you did things back then.
Later on after we had moved to England, because at one time I even contacted him.
Okay. All right. Bear with us. The network is a bit crappy here because we're having feedback coming from both ends. But I'm sure it's going to be okay soon. What I was saying is I picked up something interesting about the way you did things.
We had a lot of. It was more of passion.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you made sure that everything that you did was in pen and paper. You wrote everything down. When you approached everyone along the way, everything was in pen and paper, so that by the end of the day, you get what belonged to you.
Yeah, because we were forced actually to. Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's do this, Elder. Let's just try and
because that was the culture then,
Yeah.
So when you join something, you have to even start and learn all the culture, and learn the culture.
Definitely. All right, let's try and drop you so that you can reconnect, so that the network can be better. I think that way it can work. Let me try and drop you, then you reconnect again.
One thing interesting in what you just said, right, is
I've tried to drop Elder Bukati. Quite an interesting discussion we're having here. All right, I'll try and add him now again, so that maybe this time the network will be much better. But thanks a lot for the contributions in the comment section. I can see a lot of contributions from Teach Mushangwe, Selector Don. Senator Don is saying interview really good, but the network is rubbish. Definitely, I can actually I concur with that. Lava, I see you. Larry Case, Simba Chizanga, Abigail Nyoni. Thanks a lot for everyone who's tuned in. Let me try and add Elder again so that